So we're working very closely with URA, and the problem we're trying to solve is tax compliance. It's not that there's needs to increase taxes. It's just let's get visibility as to what kind of compliance we need. And if we look at Uganda, right, it's over 40 million people. It's imperative for everyone to pay their taxes. We are from the land of America, the land of taxation. We hate paying taxes, but we do it as an obligation because you have to grow your middle income. That's the only way you become a sovereign nation and get off debt. We're just on a circle. So we're trying to stop the insanity.
Right now, there's 1.5 million tins, but there's 44 million people in Uganda. So there's a large gap of taxpayer compliance there, just applying for a tin. How do we help you make it easier? And I think RippleNami coming in and assisting with that data integration process, I think Jay used the words data democratization. How do we get data and information to the people that should be paying across the board? How do we encourage people to get TIN numbers? How do we change the way society works to give a TIN number at birth?
I think we need to go back first to some of the factors that have contributed to non-compliance. You know, things like the attitude people have. If people think, you know, if I pay tax, it's not going to do anything, it doesn't benefit me, then the likelihood that they'll comply is quite limited. If people are not aware of what their obligations are, and, you know, just having these discussions about rental tax and the mix-up between, you know, my corporate, do I pay 30%, do I pay the tax as an individual? If people aren't aware of their obligations, then they are likely not to comply. Then if people think they have an opportunity not to comply, they will take it. You know, rental tax is a self-assessment tax. You assess yourself and then, you know, make payment.
Ground rent is a nominal annual fee that an occupant of a leased land pays to the landlord. And in respect of KCCA, if you occupy KCCA-owned land, it is a lease issued by the Kampala District Land Board. So annually you are supposed to pay a nominal fee, which is referred to as ground rent. Now, when it comes to property rates is a tax on the value of a property owned within the city. And it is legislated by the Local Government Rating Act, collected by KCCA. Now, KCCA is not a local government, but it is mandated to use the Local Government Rating Act to collect property rates using Section 78 of the KCCA Act of 2010.
We are now looking at focusing on the use of data in terms of following up with the compliance of taxpayers. And it's now an opportunity that we are partnering with RippleNami to enhance our capacity to use the data that we are going to source from all the MDAs that collect data about specific taxpayers in terms of what they are earning from the various properties they own.
We started here in October. I will tell you, we started negotiating and talking about this system 4 years ago. The URA, the KCCA that I worked with 4 years ago is not the same group as it today. There is integrity with the Commissioner General, and it trickles down. If you have problems, use your voice. You're the taxpayers. They work for you. We do it in America. Anytime we don't like it, we recall a governor. We do a lot of things, right? So we use our voice. And I have talked to a lot of people out there. It is an education process. And I sat down with Norbert. I'm like, let's whiteboard this. I need to understand what you guys do and what your taxes. So I took it as a citizen. I sat down with Petronella, and I'm like, what are my obligations? It was up to me to educate myself with the laws as a citizen. Or as a foreign investor here, and now I have a TIN number. I met with the new NERA executive director yesterday. She's tough, but she is direct, and she is all about sharing data, and that's one of the things that URA, we've all been waiting on. So everything will tie to your national ID, as everything to us in the US ties to our Social Security number.